Welcome back to Square Enix's magnum opus, everybody.
Oh yeah,
So,
totally.
what did you discover, Pedro? That you
Okay,
said?
okay. So you're about to. I think you're about to see first what happens. Okay, so basically, I'm trying my best
Then these
to-
people are fast.
to beat the crap of these people. Okay, and now, if I remember correctly, you should. There you go. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell is this? Okay.
It's the super moves. Yeah, I noticed that. I guess you managed. You figured out how to activate them.
Yes, this was. Remember, too, this is a blind playthrough. This is where the point where I was forced to look online so I could beat this section. Okay, everybody, here's what happens. Remember that trigger about the L2 thing that we saw in the tutorial pictures at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
That was for the ultra instant mode or whatever the hell Dane has that allows you to basically one hit kill everybody. Here's the there you go. See, it does this. Here's the problem. Pressing L, I was pressing L2 and I could never figure out what was I doing wrong. It's only then that I looked online to realize. Okay, Shiroi, can you see that lens?
Far too much regret.
Yeah, far too much regret. Shiroi, did you ever notice,
Yes.
Shiroi, the blue lens flare that's on the right side of the screen?
Oh,
That's a meter.
No,
Believe it, but-
I actually didn't.
Well, can you actually see it? Well,
Can you hear
not-
my sarcasm?
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
He's glaring like a motherfucker.
Well, that's the thing. Whenever you see that, notice how every time I hit somebody, it goes up. Here's how. Believe it or not, that's your Ultra Instinct meter. Yes, this is the game. That's the HUD of the game. Believe it or
You're
not.
supposed to be able to tell
I
how
thought it
much.
was just a
And somebody
weird
maybe-
cinematic
They-
effect.
Obviously, right? I mean, it's so obvious.
Because of
Not an
course.
actual
we're-
bar or anything like that.
If we're considering, well, it's not like that, but for the standards of a Batman Arkham clone, it would represent a bit like the combo meter that ultimately ends up in doing a special move. The problem is that it's all done. The problem is that it's so unintuitive, but at the same time, I would say that's literally the only thing that changes on the screen. I mean, at some point, you will think that it will mean something.
Here's the thing, too. In the Arkham games, you get a number to go with how much
Here's the-
combo you've built up.
Here's the
Well,
know,
in those games, the combat is even more complex, so I don't see the point.
Here's the thing too. I never realized. I just thought that lens flare was just bad lighting on part of the game because this game is so incompetently made anyway. But here's the thing. But I have a better idea, Teo. How about just tell me what that thing is? How about that? You know,
No,
communication. I get the whole communication beyond words thing, but guess what? Deaf people can read. Anyway.
Not only that, it doesn't help that it swaps out with this red filter every now and then, so you're left wondering, why is it like
Basically,
that
the way it
in there?
works is every time it's red, you can't use the Ultra Instant, but when it's blue, you can use the Ultra Instant. So yeah,
Makes it of a certain...
See,
Oh,
that's what
God.
I mean. If more of the game was like that, it would be way more enjoyable.
believe it or not, guys, as far as I can tell, this particular section is impossible to do without the Ultra Instant, which is why I had to stop recording and look online for what the fuck can I do here. And then I realized, wait, okay, so how does this work? You press L2 and the lens flare is your meter. What? Here's one idea. How about,
Have an actual fucking meter?
or even better, Shiroi,
Maybe.
have those pictures at the beginning show us the lens flare itself, you know, point to the lens flare. You don't even
We're
have to
back
use...
at the cloud mode,
Okay,
right?
okay. Let me put it like this. Shiroi. If they definitely insist on not using text whatsoever to tell me how the mechanic works, at the very least do this. When you're telling me that L2 does something, also show me the lens flare and point to it. So I know that it has something to do with the lens flare. There you go, see? It's not that hard. Anyway, yeah, Tay is once again explaining what the fuck is going on, but we can't hear, so have fun. Yeah.
So anyone want a martini while we're at it?
Yeah, clear.
I mean,
yeah.
Scott's on the rock.
Mr. Director, you know that people cannot lip read if you don't see their mouths, right? But
Not even that. Okay.
That's supposed to symbolize something.
You
that
disrespected me. You
You
disrespected me, Dane. You disrespected my grandmama, who I buried under that butt skunk rug.
Yeah, Joe, I thought it was the sign cross, but it was a bit vague on his part.
Yeah, let's just say that represents something that even a hero who knows sign language, you wouldn't be able to tell what it is.
Okay.
So
The quiet man.
yeah, people talking.
Again, guys, this is the way the director intended you to play this game. Can you not feel?
Well,
Like-
technically,
like-
Jova, the way you're supposed to play this game is play it and then do something which we will mention in the next part.
Like I said, there's a clear problem in tone consistency, where the game tries to take itself way too seriously at the worst time possible.
Imagine this with dialogue.
I don't know, imagine a game that was consistent, constantly over the top. Like, say, for
Oh,
example,
there's Dane.
similar to Doom or Sunset Overdrive, even in the cutscenes. But you still had that thing. Yes, it will still be bullshit because you wouldn't understand what people were saying. But at least you will be entertained to see all these chaotic action.
This game goes out of its way to make itself as obtuse as possible. The story is obtuse. The gameplay mechanics are obtuse. The game goes out of its way to make itself as hard to understand as possible. I have never I've never played a game that goes out of its way to draw this clear line, to put this clear wall separating me from it.
And spoiler alert, like I said, don't set your expectation too high because the story is still boring at the end of it.
More or less, yeah. The story's boring, but it's also still incredibly stupid.
Do something! Jeez!
Well, Pedro, they technically are doing something. We just can't hear it because
I
we're
mean,
deaf.
in Mindjack and Murder Soul Suspect, you did so many different things.
At least in Murder Soul, again, Teo. In Murder Soul
And now we
Suspect,
have
you
more
can actually
moves to beat.
in Murder Soul Suspect, Teo, we can actually understand what the characters were saying. That automatically makes it better than this.
I love how we cut to Tay walking away only to more moves.
Again, the
Slow
animations in this
down.
game are awful. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the hardest boss in the game for all the wrong reasons. Hey, John Travolta.
Oh,
It's Johnny Travolta.
Alright.
You see, Dane, while you were trying to spell your name, well, actually, never mind. You can't. Well, never mind. Let me try this again.
I want to take his face off.
His face off?
You see, Dane, I was in that shitty movie called Look Who's Talking. Anyway,
You know,
okay, Ultra
I
Instant.
love-
Look at that. Ultra Instant doesn't work on him. That's right.
Because he's a boss.
Yeah, I think you need to, like, hit him. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and for
Come
this,
on,
and for
you
this,
didn't think it was gonna be
and for
that
this
easy.
particular boss, and only this one, every time he hits you, you see that brief flash of a broken glass. Why? Why?
It shows that he's a heavy hitter.
It's not even like, oh, you have a first person perspective and he's punching, it looks like he's punching at the camera. No, it's not even that.
Okay, everybody, you're probably wondering what exactly makes this the hardest boss in the game. Again, for all the wrong reasons. That's because the only way you can beat this boss is by mastering the dodge mechanic. Because the only way you can hit him is by first dodging one of his moves and then hitting him. Here's the problem. In order to dodge, you have to get perfect timing right before he hits you. And like I've explained in the previous part to Teo, since the animations are so janky and the visuals are just overall so, hard to look at, it's very hard to telegraph the attacks and dodge them properly. Combined, the timer is also not exactly very kind. So basically, what this battle amounts to, you mashing the X button in desperation, waiting for that perfect moment where you manage to dodge, and then you can hit him.
And hoping it works.
Using the X button of all buttons, the weirdest button to use for dodging. Like, I've seen it used for jumping. I've seen it used for attacking. But dodging? I'm sorry, that makes even Ape Escape look conventional by comparison. And that's a button where you use the analog stick to jump.
Wait, now I get it. In Ultra Instinct mode, the camera is more closer to a first-person perspective, so I guess the broken glass punching makes a bit more sense there, I suppose.
You know, I love how me calling the character Dane because he looks so much like Dane DeHaan is caught onto the
Well, that's
point
his-
where
well, that's his
everyone
name.
forgot it.
Remember,
no,
Joe, we
his
see
actual name
one-
is Dan, I thought.
Dan,
Have
Dane. Okay, Dan,
I
whatever.
mean, I'm checking because it was.
What generic
because it
boring
was
white
printed
guy.
on-
It's like I said, though, he's that boring that does it even really matter if that's really his name? I mean, he looks like Dane
Dane.
DeHaan.
There you go. It's still Dane with an E at the end.
Oh, never mind then, I guess. I was right. Well, either way, though, he's still Dane DeHaan to me.
I love
because
how
he looks like him.
I love how every time Dane hits someone, it's like that person got struck by Force lightning. Like,
All right, can you calm down?
no, Tail.
Please.
Don't you see that's a secret? He's always angry.
Someone watch Matrix Revolutions.
Great, yeah. Of all movies you take inspiration from, it's
This
the
is
worst one.
really
Yeah.
light
Of all,
showy.
of all the movies you can take,
Wait, I punched this fist and I broke it.
Must not.
Okay.
Of all the movies you take inspiration from, you take it of the worst one of that trilogy.
Okay.
Also, that dude's whole performance was like a footballer faking.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
okay? Maybe if Dane was incredibly muscular and John Travolta was incredibly, weak looking, maybe I could buy him breaking his fist.
But Pedro, what about the twist?
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
We're about to get it, I think.
But that's
No,
what I mean,
no, that's
that
only in the
twist
next part, too.
technically- That
Okay.
twist was technically and stupidly, might I add.
Let me guess,
explain
he's
why.
the deaf equivalent to Daredevil.
Moving on.
And the bald guy's there.
All
back
right,
with
thanks
us.
for that.
Yeah, Blofeld's still there.
Okay, are you actually gonna do something?
And there you go. He got shot.
Oh
the
no!
gold.
Tay shot the bald cop. Oh no!
Right.
Bald cop!
So
Okay.
here's a better question. Wait, hold on.
Okay,
Hold on, let me ask this. Here's a better question. Why didn't you just shoot Dane?
Okay, I'll be fair. This is like from what I can tell, the only.
Oh,
this
let's
is like
speak. Go ahead, Lewis.
This is like the only time I've seen where the whole not being able to hear stuff actually kind of makes a somewhat shocking moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit effective. He just suddenly stops moving and then he slowly slumps
Yeah.
over. Like we couldn't hear what knocked him down.
Yeah,
Sure, that actually is
d-
effective.
yeah, Dwebs, but and I would might as well consider this. If you want to do that kind of thing done for an entire movie perfectly, watch The Artist, because the artist.
I've seen The Artist.
No, I'm not talking specifically to you. I'm speaking in general.
yeah.
Just watch The Artist,
think-
because that movie is basically an entire movie of complete mastery of that trope.
I'll just say right now, had the game been more like moments like this, then yes, this would have been using
hello.
the better. Ooh, the bird mask.
Again.
Before you said Birdman for a second, I was like, "Where's Michael Keaton?"
You wish.
You wish, Dwebs, you wish.
Tay
I'm,
is
also,
just-
I'm sorry, that gun is still sorry. Even has diamonds encrusted into it.
It's like a gun you see out of GTA.
So yeah, Tay is distraught by something. I don't know what, but he is.
I trusted you.
But
I told you,
what do
man,
you mean
you
you trust? What do you mean you trusted me? Like you came after me and you beat the crap out of me all because I didn't pick up the damn phone.
I trusted you to pick up the phone, dang it. And now I found out you've been going around all drug-induced with
Maybe
this bird
he's
mask
pissed
on.
off. Maybe
Audrey.
he's pissed off because they decided to do the cosplaying of that instead of what they wanted.
Or maybe it turns out that when he woke up from his hallucination of him supposedly killing John Travolta, he was actually just doing drugs, and Tay is so upset at him. Your mother would be ashamed of you.
Nothing personal.
By the way, I'm your father.
Oh, hello.
How would that work? How would that work?
Oh.
You're about as old as me.
I age very gracefully. Black don't crack.
What?
It's a saying.
What?
Don't bother, Dwez.
I-
Don't bother, Dwez. It's one of those jokes that only people like Jova can make without sounding racist.
let's just say African Americans tend to age rather gracefully, as Luke Cage shows.
Isn't that more so Asians? Oh, okay, the shoes again.
Jesus Christ, these fucking shoes.
But Teo,
they must have really meant a lot
Teo,
more.
this is the plot. This entire plot is about shoes.
You know, the Italian YouTuber that I followed, made it exactly the point. This is like the perfect clickbait title. Like,
This is the fucking plot from Holes.
The Quiet Man, parentheses, they stole my shoes, no joke.
So there you go, guys. The plot twist is that this black guy is actually Tay.
Oh no.
What a shock.
Soul 33.
So yeah, Tay was actually the one that killed Dane's mom.
Dane was still an idiot by going there and saying hi.
There you go. See, there you go. They were struggling with the gun. Then the gun fired and killed his mom. Now, I have to... Okay, first of all, Dane's mom is a really shitty mom. Why are you bringing... So you saw So you were traveling around this probably really dangerous neighborhood, and you didn't even bother to, try to tell your kid to, run away or something like that?
Or you could
okay.
back your child away from
To be
there.
fair, Pedro, her kid was probably dead. But here's the question of why she didn't just...
That's why you
get
drag
out
him
the
out of
way.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when she saw the gun being held her way.
Why
I mean,
did you pick it up again?
Because he's a moron, too.
The mother is more than likely, not hearing impaired, so...
And now you know why that guy got taken away by the police.
Yeah, so yeah, basically that the guy we blew through the window was actually framed for Tay's crime. And apparently, for some reason, Dane and Tay became friends even though Tay was the one that killed his mom. I don't get it.
I guess he
I
didn't
guess-
realize.
I guess Tay felt guilty and wanted to look after him.
But that's what this cop was for, as we established earlier. Oh, great, another mom flashback. Did you know that that Dane has a mom and he misses her?
I just noticed the actor's beard grew a bit between shots.
Oops.
Oops.
Director.
Teo, maybe it was because of those reshoots we were theorizing?
Possible.
No,
Wait.
don't you see, guys? He was standing there for so long he grew a beard.
Wait, what reshoots?
So yeah, back to the psychologist.
Remember,
scene.
Joe, there's a theory going on that this game was not supposed to be centered around deafness.
We've already
but,
talked about this in the previous part.
Oh.
so-
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Couldn't they have had the guy shave though? This is the same mistake the Marine movie made once.
So
There was a literal during one scene a guy suddenly.
sorry, Dwibs. So yeah, there you go.
Teeth.
This is what Dane drew after his mom's dead. A picture of a bird man with his mom, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And now the cop is giving him the bird mask.
What happened in that case was that during one scene, a guy who was clean shaven suddenly grew a goatee in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Do it,
Remember me as a good cop.
do it for her, Dane. Do it for me.
What was her name again?
Mom.
Martha.
Mom.
Yeah, Martha. Why not?
Martha Mom. Or Mama Marvel.
Mama Marvel. If I said Mama Marvel for a second.
You know, Dane. I'm guessing Dane dyed his hair because he's blonde when he's a child, but as an adult he's
Actually,
brunette.
it may well not completely. It's more. It's I think my country calls it ash blonde. In a sense, it's a kind of like state in between blonde and brunette. But I can attest that there are some child that starts up blonde, but their hair, becomes darker as the years go by.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that tale, or they couldn't afford to get a brunette kid to play the role because they were tight on time and money?
I'm gonna say both.
I mean, I guess, okay, that's Elise's.
And there you go. Now Dane is bird masked man for some reason.
Truly, the hero we need and deserve.
This is a really shitty sequel to Birdman.
Yeah, I'm sorry. For a superhero story, this is so lame. And believe me,
Yeah,
it
why are
gets
you
worse.
implying that this is a superhero story? That would just come out of nowhere.
Also, that mask looks really bad in the in-game model.
And now
Yeah.
we're back in the bar again.
All right, time to beat
minorities.
time to
More
beat up
minorities.
beat up minorities. Basically, we killed all the Latino people in this town, so now there's only the black people. Like, I guess.
I'm genuinely convinced that this is just the fact that.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Guys, did
This
you
is so
remember that
bad
there's a
looking.
dead mother?
I
Yeah.
just needed to be remember of that.
Dane has a mom and he misses her, Shiroi. Don't you know? Oh look, she died. See, Dane's mom died. See,
Blood. It's on his hands.
dear Lord, we get it. Dane misses his mom.
Your
This is not a complex.
mother
This is not a complex story. You don't need to. God, the game has such complete disregard for the audience's attention span.
Guys, we're stupid. So clearly,
The only way
we're
this would make
reminded
sense. The only way this would make sense is if you're aiming this game for people with anterograde amnesia.
Like a fish.
For those who don't know, anterograde amnesia is the disease from Memento, the one that basically means that once your mind stops focusing, you lose the new memories you've gotten since you've acquired the disease.
Maybe they're implying that deaf people have terrible memories. I mean, hey, they've already suggested enough bad things about deaf people.
That's literally the okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the anterograde amnesic community is not exactly a very profitable demographic. I mean,
Okay, look.
you can say niche title, but this is even. I think this is taking the niche concept a bit too far.
You think? You know, look, see, it works in Ace Attorney because that's very dialogue heavy, and of course, you know, you need. Okay, the audience may need a refresher here and there, especially for the crucial mystery bits here. But last I checked, this game isn't exactly a mystery game, and we're not exactly solving puzzles here.
No, at all. Like, there's a small hint of trying to be like a mystery story of understanding what's going on, but not really in the end.
At the end of the day, it's just a crap superhero story. Like
So yeah, and another thing is that, okay, you'd think I would at least get something new, like some new moves or something from acquiring the bird mask, but no, like it's just a mask and that's it. They just changed the model. Like you'd think I would get at least some new moves or so, but no, I'm still just mashing them, and the game just fades to black out of nowhere with no transition whatsoever.
Okay,
That's nice. Okay, tune in everybody for the sure to be epic conclusion of The Quiet Man, I guess.
See ya.
See ya.
So yeah.
See you later.